What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another video. So in this video, I want to talk about the narcissist sense of entitlement and why they feel that way and how it affects us. Now, narcissists, they feel entitled to us or certain situations for two reasons, in my opinion, and it has a lot to do with the way that they were brought up. Either they were neglected as a child or they got everything that they asked for, which is a very bad thing to give a child everything they ask for, because they're going to be spoiled rotten and they're not going to know the value of earning anything. They'll never respect the value of anything if you constantly give someone everything that they ask for. They will never understand how hard it is to really work for something because it was always easily given to them. Now, as for a child that was neglected and they grow up and, they develop this personality disorder based on feeling like I didn't get it when I felt like, when I should have gotten it. So now I'm going to make sure I get it at all cost. And that's where it becomes toxic between the narc and the supply, because they're going to always have their stronghold on you and make you think that you owe them like so much of you or so much of, what comes along with your life, to the point where they will really suck you dry. And they develop this attitude and this sense of entitlement, and it's very toxic. Now, the way it affects us is we kind of lose ourselves because we give the narcissist so much of what they want. We never get a chance to express, our interests, the things that we enjoy. We just kind of push it to the side and give the narc everything that they want. And we do that kind of like to keep the peace. And that's not a good thing. Sometimes you have to let a person know, like, well, my thoughts matter. And I think that we should, share or come on to a common ground, or just anything that shows fairness. When it comes to a narcissist and fairness, they have a very slick way of getting inside your mind and making you think, if you go along with my idea, you're probably going to enjoy it much more than your own. But they don't completely just shoot down your idea. They have a way of making you think that we'll just come back to that at another time. But you should really check this out. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to love it. That's, the way that they convince you to just do away with your own thoughts and ideas and go along with theirs. And that explains a lot of the self-entitlement. I remember when we were having a Christmas party at work, and the narcissist, she got upset because one of the other coworkers wanted to change the music. Now, the narc wanted to play like, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, like the child version. And it sounded like children are singing it. And then there's the adult version, like with the Jackson 5, or different people that sings the Christmas songs. And so that's what most of the people wanted to listen to. And it's like the narcissist just automatically felt entitled to playing the version that she wanted to hear, just completely blocking out the fact that you're not the only one here at the party and everyone else should get a choice of, the selection of music they want to hear. But the narcissist, she took a very, crude tone to it. And she just got very angry at the fact of knowing that someone else, they are entitled to their preference. And so narcissists, they have a very hard time accepting other people's preferences. They feel entitled to everything. Not only to, other humans, they feel entitled to just the whole situation around them. They just want to be in control at all times. And so, the narcissists, they behave like children, have, temper tantrums. And that's exactly how she acted that day. She really gave a really bad reaction to the fact that someone just asked, can we change it into something else? And so, that just goes to show that they don't know how to compromise. And it's not that hard. Like, it's not that hard to just give the floor to someone else. Like, it's not all about you. But again, the narcissists, they develop this type of thinking of a sense of entitlement because of whatever reason it happened to them in the past. And, narcs, they'll never look at it as something that's a problem of their own. They will never have self-awareness and never think of it as, other people are entitled to, a choice or whatever. They're going to just look at it as, you took something away from me and that makes me mad. And for that, I'm going to, they're going to pay you back some kind of way. They're thinking of some type of way to pay you back. So another thing I wanted to talk about is how narcissists like to eavesdrop. They eavesdrop on people's conversations so they could pick up on, they want to hit a dirt on someone else. And they do this in a very messy way to kind of store it in their minds so that they can take it back to the person. Because, of course, they want to triangulate. They want to do things to turn everybody against you. But the thing is, when you stand on a truth and you own whatever it is you've done, you don't have anything to fear when it comes to the narc and their, little hidden agendas to try to expose you. Because at the end of the day, that's really what it is. They're trying to expose you to say, well, told y'all that they wasn't all that innocent. They talks behind people's back. Well, whatever I say behind their back, I can repeat it. But the narc wants the person to think that you were saying it in a messy way. And the narcissist will always take it back to the person and turn it around because they just want to start drama and confusion. They don't want to see people get along. They just want to divide and conquer. That's their main goal amongst a group of people. No one can ever get along unless, the narc is just at the top of the whole organization. That's how they operate. So that's just something that I just want to point out right quick. It doesn't really have anything to do with the, sense of entitlement. But when it comes to sense of entitlement, yeah, that's the way that it affects us. It's because we just kind of lose who we are and we start to just like, okay, well, you can have it. We give the narc whatever they ask for. We just completely forget about the fact that, that you have a right to pick and choose. It's not always up to another individual to decide your interests in life. Like, you do have the right to pick and choose. When you're in a relationship with a narcissist, a lot of times, they want to always be the one to pick the movie when you go out to the movies, or if you go rent a movie, they want to pick the movie. Or if you just, take it upon yourself to go and rent a movie, they're going to criticize it. And that's how it affects us is because we're always thinking ahead, like, what can I do to please this person? And we feel that way because of their sense of entitlement. And so no matter what, you don't know which way to go. You don't know what to think. Like, should I get this or should I do that or should I just do nothing at all? It's like you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with a narcissist. That's how they operate. They just feel like, they should be the boss of everything. They should call the shots all of the time. And you have to check in with them. A lot of times they even play these mind games, whereas when you take it to them first and be like, okay, so, I just want to get your opinion on this or that. And they'll be like, oh, you can do whatever you want. You can just pick whatever. It don't matter. And then when you do it, they turn right back around and criticize you just to make you feel bad, because that's how they operate. Very cruel. And they, those type of things sticks in a person's mind. And that's the way that they want you to think all the time. Like they're entitled and you always have to run to them for something. So that's just something to keep in mind with the narc or with anyone who you come across and you notice that they're very critical, of your preferences, or they're just very critical of anything. Always complaining. They're always complaining. Also, that's another thing to keep in mind is when you start to kind of like question your own thoughts before you make a decision. That has a lot to do with the way, the narc's sense of entitlement affects you. But once you start to recognize that this is not the way that I should be thinking. I shouldn't feel this way. I shouldn't always be on edge when it comes to stuff like this. Like, it's simple. And, compromise is a big part of a relationship. It should never just be one way. So once you come aware of something is not right, your gut instinct is telling you these things for a reason. And that's when it's time for you to make some changes for yourself, for your own peace of mind. So that's all I want to talk about in this video, just the narc's sense of entitlement. Thank y'all for watching. Leave your thoughts down below, and I'll talk to you soon.